Hi there, my name is Christian Joyce, and I teach people how to speak clearly and naturally, how to speak English clearly and naturally. So today I'll be talking about how to improve your English accent without sounding fake. I'll be sharing my three-step method I use to help English learners speak more clearly and confidently. If this is something you're interested in, please leave a like and subscribe for more of this type of content. Many English learners believe they need to sound exactly like a native speaker. The truth is, you don't. The goal should be clear, confident communication. And I'm going to show you how to do that. Before I show you how to do that, let's talk about why people ask you to repeat yourself each time you speak. I'll be sharing some common obstacles. And the first is unclear individual speech sounds. Probably you're not pronouncing the sound properly. That's why people are asking you to repeat yourself. Secondly, you are stressing the wrong syllables in the keywords. I would dive into that later in this video. And the next is unnatural rhythm or monotone delivery. What does that has to even do with speaking? You'll find out very soon. And also pronouncing every word separately. A lot of people do this. And I would show you how to pronounce your words and it won't sound robotic. And lastly, your ears are not trained to hear natural flow of the language of English. Good news. The good news is these are not permanent flaws. They are specific motor and auditory skills that anyone can learn with the right framework, which I'll be showing you very soon. Talk about this term first, which is accent neutralization. I've been saying it consistently, and people have been asking how to neutralize the accent. Each time I speak to people, people ask me this question: how did you come about your accent? Okay, that's a long story. I don't want to get into it yet, but this is something that people do to neutralize their local accent. I love local accents. I like people who speak with their natural native accent. But because of we're in a global community and people want to communicate in such a way that people understand what you're saying, especially the English language, this comes to play. So first, what is the definition of accent neutralization? It's the process of refining your pronunciation, rhythm, stress, and clarity so people understand you effortlessly. So there's nothing like, could you repeat yourself again? What do you mean by that? On all the other questions that get you bothered. Now, what accent neutralization is not is erasing your culture or your identity. No, it's not erasing it. I had a situation whereby I was training a couple of persons on how to, on the American accent, and a lot of them had this concern. I'll tell you that acquiring an accent is a skill and it doesn't take away or erase your culture or identity. The next, it is not pretending to be British or American or any other English native countries. It's not. And lastly, it is not becoming a completely different person. See this as a skill. Simple. What it is speaking clearly and articulately, speaking with natural confidence, and eliminating frequent misunderstandings. That is what accent neutralization is all about. Now, for the next part, who needs accent training? It's most likely everyone who is interested in it, but some cases, some people need it more than the others. So let's look at those who need it more: students. To excel in class discussions and presentations, especially when the today classrooms do a lot of English. So in order to speak clearly and articulately, you need this. Then customer care agents or representatives. To communicate effortlessly with your global clients, they need accent training, English accent training to be precise. Healthcare officers, they need accent training to ensure critical safety and patient clarity. And the next is teachers. They need Accent training to deliver clear instructions to the learners. It's a theme today. And we also have the remote staffs who, by improving their accent, improve their team collaboration globally. And then lastly, entrepreneurs build instant trust with international clients by acquiring an accent training. This is it. But it is not limited to this group of persons. We also have people who, I just want to develop myself. You can decide to pick up accent training. It's a skill, just like every other skill. It's a skill. So, who doesn't need this training or who doesn't need to neutralize their accent? One, effective communicators. If people already understand you easily in your daily work and life, you may not need formal accent training. You're good to go. So, native speakers, you're good to go. And this video is not for you, so you can just stop watching and go. And then I like to say this. Accent training is a personal tool for specific career or life goals. It's not a requirement for speaking good English. Accent diversity is normal and valued. We have different accents, as you can see. So it's not a thing of, I don't know how to speak good English because I don't have this accent. Now, you don't have to put yourself through that much pressure. It's just a tool, it's just a skill. And acquiring it is good. Now to my 3-step method. Step 1, speech sounds. Mastering individual vowels, consonants, and mouth positioning helps you to build a rock solid foundation when it comes to neutralizing your accent. Second, stress and rhythm. When you learn the connected speech, intonation, and word stress, you sound more natural instead of robotic. I'll show you what robotic is very soon. So let's look at the last step, which I use with my student a lot, shadowing. And this is repeated practice copying native speakers to lock in muscle memory and speech rhythm. You are not becoming native speakers, but you're just copying them to learn the rhythm and also help muscle memory. So I'm going to briefly explain step 1, and it is focused on the speech and speech physical mechanics of mastering the sounds. That is mastering your vowel and consonant sounds precision, the exact mouth position and lip movement, tongue placement against teeth or palate, and distinguishing voiced and voiceless sounds. Once you learn all this, you're good to go. You are really good to go. So the key idea is you cannot pronounce words clearly if you don't know how individual sounds are physically made. So you have to learn how to pronounce the sounds, master them. That way you'll be able to pronounce your words with the right rhythm and stress. It's very easy. Stay with me. Step 2, stress and rhythm. English is music-like and is stressed timed. So the word stress and sentence stress works with the weak forms and connected speech and also natural intonation comes. It's just like, if you love music, English will be very easy to learn. I love learning languages. And how do I learn languages? Just by listening to the music in the language. It's that simple. And from how they pronounce and enunciate the words, I learn how to pronounce those words. Let's look at an example here. I have one word right here, but then it's stressed in 2 ways. And shifting the stress, you would see the change in the grammar. Let's look at it. Present. The blue part is the stressed part. Present. And it's a noun. A noun is a name of an animal, place, or thing. So it's a noun. This is telling us that this is a physical thing. Present. Then present. 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 You see? Sent is more stressed than present. So you see that it changes the meaning completely. So if you switch the stress, you actually shift the whole meaning of the word. We're going to look at that later on because I'm going to create a playlist that's going to help you with this. Then the last and the final is practice shadowing. Shadowing is repeating immediately after a native speaker, copying the tone, rhythm, and speed. What you have to do to shadow is listen carefully to native clips, which could be movies, a podcast, and then repeat immediately like an echo. And lastly, you record yourself and compare, and then practice consistently daily. Using this method, you could learn new words, how to pronounce words correctly, and also expose yourself. It's just a whole personal development journey when you're shadowing. And then lastly, I'll be sharing 3 key rules to remember when you're shadowing. First, daily practice. 10 minutes daily is more and it outperforms 2 hours once a week. 5 minutes daily. In fact, most of the shadowing clips out there as short as a minute. So maybe you spend 5 minutes of daily practice. You'll see more improvement than just 2 hours once a week. Secondly, active listening. Choose high quality target models, which could be British or American, and listen intently. And then lastly, shadow regularly. Don't just understand passively, train your mouth muscles, train your ears to hear the sounds you've learned and reproduce the sounds with your mouth muscles.